baiting attacks. Edo State government bans ASU, other union activities over prolonged strike. And from the foreign scene, gun control advocates make emotional appeal to U.S. Congress for change. Thank you very much for joining us on the news tonight on Osrc TV. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbera. And now we'll begin with the APC presidential primaries and the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the March presidential flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress after a landslide victory. Chairman Electoral Committee Atiku Bagudu said Tinubu polled 1,271 votes to clinch the party's ticket ahead of the 2023 general elections. Osrc's Juliet Buna reports that the election comes amid drama and controversy over the call of a consensus candidate and the zoning of the party's ticket to the south.
About 2,114 delegates from across the country stormed the Eagle Square, Abuja, to elect the standard bearer of the All Progressives Congress ahead of the 2023 general elections. As race tightened, 9 aspirants stepped down, reducing the figure of the aspirants from the initial 23 to 14. The fate of the 14 contenders battling for the ticket of the All Progressives Congress was decided by the delegates in a tight race which lasted about 6 hours.
72, 73, 74, 75, 76.
After voting, sorting and counting was concluded, and having converted half of the total votes cast, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared winner of the election by the Chairman Electoral Committee Atiku Bagudu.
This is to certify that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having scored the highest number of votes cast, is hereby declared winner.
Other contestants, including Mr. Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, had 1 vote. Pastor Tunde Bakare had 0 votes. Senator Rochas Okorocha had 0 votes. Mr. Ten Jack Rich had 0 votes. Ben Ayade had 37 votes. Governor David Umahi had 38 votes. Ahmed Sani Yorima had 4 votes. Ahmed Lawan had 152 votes. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo had 235 votes. Mr. Rotimi Amechi had 316 votes. Governor Yahaya Bello had 47 votes. Mr. Christopher Onu had 1 vote. And Ike Obasi Muleko had 0 votes. According to the Chairman Electoral Committee, Atiku Bagudu, 13 votes were void. In a speech, the winner, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, described his emergence as historic and a step forward for a better Nigeria.
I choose politics over fine accountancy work purpose. And it is only through this channel that I can help build a team, unbreakable team, that will make Nigeria great. This is the beginning, and we are moving on. You are the great people of this country that have built, that must join hands to build forward. We are moving.
The emergence of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress heightens political activities ahead of the 2023 general elections. It will face Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Peter Obi of Labour Party, among others, in the February 25, 2023 presidential ballot. Juliet Buna, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, the State Governor and Chairman Southern Governors Forum, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has held the outcome of the Special Convention for Presidential Primary of the All Progressives Congress (APC). The governor particularly lauded the emergence of former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu as flag bearer of the party for the 2023 general election. He said, as a leader of the party, it is time to galvanize support and calm frayed nerves urging for the reconciliation process to start immediately. In a statement, Akeredolu expressed delight that APC displayed total commitment to the ethos of democracy and embraced the path of fairness and equity. He called on the aspirant and APC leaders to leverage on the party's political strength for further development and reposition it for even greater victory. Akeredolu said struggle for the service of the people must reflect the ruling party's support and incurable commitment to unity geared towards the good of the people and the country at large. In the meantime, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has congratulated Bola Tinubu on his victory at the presidential primary of the All Progressives Congress. In a tweet on his official handle, Atiku hailed Tinubu for clinching the party's ticket. According to Atiku, it has been a hard-fought contest, adding that his ability to prevail confirms his tenacity. Also, a former governor of Kano State, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has emerged as the presidential aspirant of the new Nigeria People's Party at the party's presidential primary election. The NNPP presidential primary election was held at the velodrome of the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. Kwankwaso emerged as the NNPC's standard bearer after delegates made their choice known by voice vote. In other news, the Nigerian Association of Female Journalists Ondo State Chapter has inaugurated a new executive to pilot the affairs of the association for another 3 years. The new officers emerged after the expiration of the tenure of the last executive, which came on board in 2019. At the inauguration ceremony, Vice Chairman, Federation of International Female Lawyers, FIDA, Jumoke Ogunjebi, administered the oath of office under the supervision of the National Financial Secretary Nawoj Adeola Adekunle to the new executive. The new officers under the chairmanship of Doris Olumoko include Tola Gbadamosi as Vice Chairman, Tosin Igotegwana as Secretary, while Omoshile Ladesoye Ajayi of Osrc Media Group emerged as Assistant Secretary. Others are Fisoye Adenitson, Financial Secretary, and Folashade Oladende, Treasurer. Chairman, National Association of Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ondo State Council, Leke Adigbite, who commended the leadership of Ondo Nawoj for the success recorded, reiterated its commitment to support the female wing of the state chapter of Nigerian Union of Journalists. Ondo State's Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has received a team of World Health Organization (WHO) led by the country representative and head of mission Nigeria, Dr. Walter Mulombo, at his office in Akure. The team was in the state to commensurate with the governor and the people over the sad incident that occurred last Sunday at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, where scores were killed and many injured by gunmen. Governor Akeredolu described the terror attack as a bad experience which has never happened in the southwest region. Government House correspondent Wahab Ankole reports that the governor also had in audience the state leadership of Algon.
The recent terror attack in Owo has continued to attract global attention as the international community is grieving with Ondo State. The World Health Organization was led to the governor's office in Akure to condole with the governor, the state, and the people by his country representative and head of mission Nigeria, Dr. Walter Mulombo. He applauded Governor Akeredolu for his quality leadership, which prompted WHO's immediate response to the situation. Dr. Mulombo described the attack on worshippers, including little children, as unspeakable, saying the global body would offer relevant support.
We came with some emergency trauma kit and some other support material, and we'll be happy to hand them over. But this is just a gesture of contribution and solidarity, and we will remain available to provide any additional support that the state might require.
Governor Akeredolu, who appreciated the visit, said no one was kidnapped during the incident, noting that the terrorists came to maim and kill. The governor encouraged public and worship places to install closed-circuit cameras to enhance security.
We plan to come up, that the policy will encourage our places of worship and any of our setup where you have 20, 30 people coming. It will be compulsory for you to hoist a CCTV.
While commending the WHO team for their assistance, the governor solicited more intervention, especially in the social sector.
We, no doubt, supply of consumables and other emergency and other things, one. But the social support is very, very important because we are getting out of this phase now. We are told that a few people have been discharged.
Governor Akeredolu also received in audience the leadership of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, in the state. Led by its chairman, Mr. Augustine Oloruntogbe, the association condemned the heinous act while identifying with families of the victims.
I will not relent. In fact, we will do more than what we have been doing to see that we cooperate with your government to make it sure that every inch of land, every square meter of this state is secured.
Governor Akeredolu urged council bosses in the 18 local government areas of the state to set up community guards to enhance security at the grassroots.
We remain undeterred to continue to fight. We will not shy away from the path of truth, whatever happens. These people cannot get away with it. As I said, we have a challenge. Sit down among yourself and work it out. How do you have local government vigilantes?
The governor reassured residents of the state of his administration's determination to ensure justice and equity for overall development. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Ondo State government has opened an account to receive donations for individuals and corporate bodies who may wish to assist victims of the June 5 killings in Owo. Chief Press Secretary to Ondo State Governor Richard Olatunde in a statement gives the account detail as ODSG, or Terrorist Attack Relief Fund, Providence Bank account number 1401203-148. Governor Akeredolu in the statement assured that the Ondo State government on its part will remain unshaken in committing its resources to the security of lives and property. While expressing appreciation for donations received thus far, Akeredolu noted that efforts are deepened to ensure the survivors at various hospitals are given the best medical care. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, Edo State's government bans ASU, other union activities over prolonged strikes. We'll bring you this and many more stories. Please stay with us. Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. Following an upsurge in attacks on public places with Owo offensive in mind, experts have advocated security surveillance to check the ugly trend. They also advised Nigerians to be security vigilant and not be complacent. Omoriola Hungbiji, who visited some public places in our Ondo State capital, reports.
Fear of attack informed the country to take serious security measures, especially after World War II, to protect people and their properties. But events seemed to have overshadowed the experience.
Many of them with arms and some armies together with them.
This is the rock on that fateful day where we began to see smoke coming out from this house.
Nigeria today battles a series of attacks in public places such as churches, mosques, schools, markets, police stations, among others, which were once prominent in the northern part of the country and glide to the southwest.
Something is just still very wrong, and that is why a particular area will be identified with a particular ethnic group or religion, and anybody who cares or who tries to come there is perceived as an enemy.
It is dangerous in the sense that now when people are segregated, when there is a conflict, people know that we direct our attack to this environment or that environment, and this is really becoming a problem.
And last Sunday, Ondo State witnessed a gruesome murder of hapless worshippers at the St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo. This sacrilege has prompted security experts to believe that the attackers target public places to draw the attention of those in authority. The Commandant Vigilance Group of Nigeria, Ondo State, Gideon Akinwumi, suggested more human and electronic surveillances, saying the country may not achieve any headway with its current security architecture.
There is need for surveillance. When you talk about surveillance, I think most of our people here believe surveillance is just placing the CCTV camera somewhere. Surveillance goes beyond that. A CCTV camera these days doesn't do much. And for example, with the kind of electricity we have in Nigeria, your CCTV will just fail you many times. When there's no light, there's no CCTV. There are some that uses the solar, I understand, but they don't do much. And many people cannot even afford that. The major surveillance that I think the government has to put in place now has to do with human intelligence surveillance, not only electronic surveillance.
In Nigeria, we don't have a secured border countries. In other countries, all their borders are fenced with barbed wires or big fence and mounted with security around. But we don't have that one in Nigeria. All our borders are free for everybody to sneak in. But what I can advise the government is that we need more security, men and women.
Now that the nation is looking up to those who behoves individuals to be security conscious and always alive to strange movements around them. Omoriola Humbiji, Osrc News.
The 4th Biennial Global Conference of International Strategic Management Institute holds in Accra the development our collective responsibility is important at a time necessary now.
For some years now, Nigeria has been battling one disease. To this end, International Strategic Management Institute, which was established about 9 years ago on developmental education, career management, and proficient professional citizenship across the globe, organized a conference to address the issue. Board chairman of the institute in Ondo State, Paul Jeze, maintained that the importance of the conference is to sensitize Nigerians on the need to reduce the present crime rate. While describing the recent attack on our town in Human, Mr. Jeze suggested modern strategies to overshadow criminalities in society.
It is necessary for us to deploy this modern strategy in ensuring that we stay ahead of even these criminals. We had come up with this topic long before now so that we can create awareness among ourselves, among the government cycles, so that we nip this insecurity at the bud before it even becomes a case.
International Synergy promoter of the institute, Dr. B.C. Adonri, among others, said the conference would give room for intellectuals to establish the way forward through a communique at the close of the conference.
Now is not the time for us to sit on the fence. We've done that for ages. Now is the time to prefer solutions to our problems in this country and, of course, to the development of the country itself.
It's a worthy topic now. It's a timely topic now. It is a requirement now for us to discuss. And this conference by International Institute of Strategic Management will help us get set in those positions.
The Institute of deemed fit as approved by the board that to improve the teachers'
efficiency, a handbook tagged Teachers Retraining Master Series will be distributed freely, will be donated to Ministry of Education through the state government, which will be distributed freely to teachers in primary and secondary schools. And this will also go across their school libraries.
Welcoming the leadership of the Institute to Ondo State, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu was represented by Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Economic Planning, Olubumi Alade, affirmed that the state has been in the forefront to combat crime in the country.
You agree with me that the theme of this conference is very apt and is that which I will say is in relation to what is happening. Having a theme as security and development are collective responsibility, we know that it is really destined to address the current situation of these states and the nation at large.
The one-day conference expects participants from within and outside the country. Omoniola Hubiji, Osrc News.
Farmers in Owode community in Akure North local government area have raised an alarm over the disposition of their farmland by the officials of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. The farmers who staged a peaceful protest complained that the airport officials are found of collecting levies with fake receipts. They appealed to the federal and the state government to intervene and protect their means of their livelihood. Osrc's reporter Saeed Aribisala has more.
Echoes of frustration, sorrow and pains from farmers in Owode community in Akure North local government area of Ondo State, the host community of the Akure Airport. But these aggrieved farmers complain that the management of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria at the Akure Airport has deprived them of their livelihood. They allege that the farmlands were reallocated to moneybags who are now erecting structures on the land. Despite the fact that the farmers were charged levies ranging from 5,000 naira to over 7,000 naira.
They put their own cassava there. They loot pepper. They put their own maize there. Waiting we want job. Our children don't they die for hungry. And this is why we see money pay the school fees our children.
We just discovered that people will just come to this place and enter our farm, bring tractor in our farm that someone has already plant corn, plant pepper, plant maize inside. They will enter there and use the tractor to destroy it and make their own farm.
Ibi tá dẹ̀ ti ń dáko gbogbo àwa obìnrin ọkùnrin àwọn airport tó bá ti gbẹ àgbàdo sílẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé katakata wá wọ́n á fà gbogbo àgbàdo ẹ̀gẹ́ wọ́n á fà ẹ̀gẹ́ ata wọ́n á fà gbogbo nǹkan wá wọ́n á fà kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ wọ́n á máa kọ́lé wọ́n á máa gbẹ́ kànga wọ́n á máa da gbogbo wọ́n á máa da òkúta wọ́n á máa da lérí nǹkan tá a ti gbìn sílẹ̀.
Armed with the evidence of payments made by the Owode community farmers to journalists, one of the receipts allegedly issued by an official of the Akure Airport carried the name Blessed Man Overseas Union, a business enterprise dealing in electronics.
They know these people are illiterate, they don't know much about anything. Now they issue a receipt that is not even carrying the names of the airport, 7,700 to a farmer with another person's name. This is another way of cheating them, and they will be giving them, at the end of the day, they will take this land from them.
The Olu of Owode, Oba Samuel Fakunda, and the farmers called on the federal government and the Ondo state government to come to their aid before the situation escalates.
They said they were going to build airports, not for sale for agric purposes, to individuals from nowhere. The federal government should give us where they are not using now, so that we continue to farm and build our own houses there. They should release our land to us where they have not used, instead of selling it to individuals from nowhere to come and start building and destroying our crops.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Akérédolú ẹ bá wa bẹ̀ kó jọ̀ọ́ kó torí Ọlọ́run ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kó dáhùn sí wa
Osrc crew visited the Akure airport, but hours of waiting, all efforts to speak with the airport manager proved abortive, just as officials on ground declined comments. Sahira Ribisala, Osrc News.
The Edo State government has suspended all union activities across state-owned institutions of higher learning. This follows a protest by students of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, over the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. In a statement, the Special Advisor on Media Projects to the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, said the affected unions include ASU, Non-Academic Staff of Universities, Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, Non-Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, and all allied unions operating across all state-owned tertiary institutions. According to the statement, academic activities are to resume in all state-owned institutions, and all cadre of staff are directed to report to their duty post immediately. And on the foreign scene, U.S. actor Matthew McConaughey has made an emotional appeal to Congress to tighten gun controls following last month's school shooting at his hometown, Vadim. He met President Joe Biden at the White House, where he also spoke to journalists. And now to sports. South African boxer Simeso Buthelezi has died following his bout with Sifasile Mutungwa. Buthelezi was rushed to hospital after the referee called off his bout in Greenville, where doctors said it would take a miracle for him to survive. The boxer had suffered brain bleeding and had difficulties getting operated upon by doctors at King Edward Hospital in Durban. Buthelezi was 24. And with that sports story, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you in the news that the governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has felicitated Bola Tinubu on his victory as a presidential congress in the just concluded primaries. The Ondo State government directed local councils to establish community security guards to stem continual attacks. The Ondo State government has banned ASU and other union activities over prolonged strike and has ordered students to resume academic activities. And from the foreign scene, we told you that advocates of gun control law have made an motion to U.S. Congress for change in law. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.